Hi guys, Natalie Fleming here. Welcome back to 7 Plates. So we've discussed two of the main lifts, the squat and the deadlift, that we use a ton in the gym with the athletes. So today we're going to talk about 4 accessory lifts that we also throw into the mix a ton, okay? So these 4 I think are almost just as important as the 2 main lifts. So first one we're going to talk about is going to be Bulgarian split squats. So Bulgarians, in my opinion, are hands down the best lift that there is. Okay, everyone will tell you they hate them, but they are a great exercise. So when we do Bulgarians, we do these different ways. So first way that we like to mix these in, well, first let me explain. So whenever we go, we'll put the back foot on the bench. So I always tell the kids, whenever you guys do this, it'll be about the crease of your foot will be on the bench, okay? So then from here, okay, there's no wrong answer with how far you have that front foot out or how far you have it in. The only thing you want to really think with this is you want your knee to stay aligned with your ankle. So if you have it too narrow and you're going down like this, okay, you're obviously standing way too narrow, okay? But then vice versa, if you have it way too wide and you're almost doing the splits as you're going down, you're too wide. Okay, so we're here, then think as we're going, okay, you'll think that back foot on the bench, then from here, just think go down, like I said, knee stays straight over your ankle, and then back up. So as we're thinking that knee stays straight over the ankle, I mean not letting it go forward in that motion, but then also not letting it go inward in that motion, okay? So that's a Bulgarian. So when we program Bulgarians, we like doing, so we'll either hold 2 dumbbells down by the side, okay? So again, we'll be here, thinking down, back up, okay? Then think, like we've talked about with the 2 deadlift and the squat, we're always thinking about pushing through our big toe, our little toe, and our heel during our lifts, okay? So we can hold 2 dumbbells down by our side, or we can take 1 dumbbell and go more of an uneven load. So when we do this just makes you engage your core a little bit more, okay? So when we mix this one in, we'll hold dumbbell in the hand that the same leg is on the bench, okay? So then from here, gotta think that big pressure in the belly, going down, back up, okay? So that's a great one I like using that for athletes who move side to side, okay? Just because they're always constantly changing direction, changing where they're going. So that unilateral training with the uneven load is great for those types of movements, okay? So once the kids have mastered the Bulgarians with the dumbbells, then I'll let them put the bar on their back. So when we do this one, okay, everything is literally the exact same that we just talked about there. So we'll come over, get centered with the bar, put it on our back, then from here, get positioned, that back foot on the bench, thinking about pressing through that whole foot that's on the ground, dropping nice and low, keeping that front knee aligned, and then thinking driving right back up again, okay? So it'll be here, down, back up, okay? Bulgarians are also great for balance, okay? So if kid doesn't have great balance, or if you don't have great balance, you'll be wobbling all over the place. So any of the lifts we do, we're always thinking stay nice and tight, keeping our core tight, okay? So whenever we're going, always think stay engaged. Okay, guys, if you are liking our page so far, don't forget to subscribe and give us a like. Okay, now moving on to exercise number 2, okay? So we've went over Bulgarian, so now we're gonna talk about lunges. I always start the kids out with the PVC pipe when we're doing the lunges because it helps them keep their chest upright and not leaning way forward when they're lunging. So if they're holding something above their head, it keeps this part of their body, their torso, in that upright position. So with this, I tell them, again, whenever you take your step, with the PVC pipe, we'll hold it straight above our head, okay? So then when they take their first step, I tell them we're still focusing, front foot stays nice and straight. So we never want our foot to turn inward when we're stepping, along with our back foot, okay? A lot of times the young kids, or whenever they're first learning lunges, you'll get knees going all over the place, feet turning inward, okay? So really focus the alignment of where your knees and your feet are, okay? So then from here, we'll have PVC pipe straight above our head, then you'll just think drop straight down, back up, step, lunge again, okay? So then with lunges, I always tell the kids, I want your knee to stop basically an inch above the ground, okay? I think whenever your knee touches the ground, you lose staying engaged for a slight hesitation, slight bit. So I tell them stop about an inch above the ground. So once they get comfortable with lunging and they have good form with the PVC pipe, I'll let them grab some weights. So we'll go ones where you just hold the weights just straight down by the side and then think everything's the exact same. Step, keeping that knee, foot nice and straight, going there, okay? Then another way we'll do it, and this one's really, really good for the overhead athletes, so softball, baseball, volleyball. We'll go an overhead carry, okay? So take one dumbbell, keep that arm locked out nice and straight, and then from here, lunging as we're going in that motion, okay? So you'll see if you give this one a try, this one requires a ton of core as well, so that way you're not falling all over the place. So this one, the overhead carry, has lots of benefits. Okay, and then the last main way we mix in the lunges, okay, we'll go goblet squat style. We'll hold that weight right in front of our chest, and then from here, get into the split stance, and then go just up and down. So when we do this one, we'll rep out all on one leg, and then we'll switch over and we'll rep out all on the other leg. Okay, so there is lunges for you. So now we're gonna move on to exercise number 3, and the third one is gonna be step-ups, okay? So when we do step-ups, we'll come up to the bench, and then from here, we'll step up with one foot. Then we'll think, drive through this leg. So the foot up on the bench is the one doing the work, okay? So you'll drive through the leg, step up. A lot of times I'll have them go ahead and bring this leg up. And then anytime we program step-ups, we always talk about going slow and controlling the movement on the way down, okay? So when we do that, I always tell them it makes it a little bit easier if the off leg, so the leg that's stepping down, they pull that toe to the ceiling and almost feel like your heel is gonna touch the ground first, and that makes it easier to control it slow down. So again, we just leave this foot up on the bench, think step back up, drive up, then think control it nice and slow down as you're going, okay? So then same thing we talked about with the Bulgarians and the lunges. We wanna think always, knee stays nice and straight. So as you're stepping up on that bench, don't let that knee cave inward that direction, okay? So there would be step-ups. Now for the fourth and final exercise, we'll move this bench. We're gonna go RDLs, okay? So a single leg RDL. So when we do these, we're gonna start with the kettlebell. So I see a lot of times kids come and they hold just one hand with the kettlebell, which you can do that. I always have them hold with both hands. I just feel like it keeps their chest, keeps their back a little bit more straight when they're going. So think very similar to what we did with the deadlift, except for you're on one leg, okay? And your leg stays more straight, okay? So from here, we're thinking here, keeping our back nice and flat, squeezing our shoulder blades, got that pressure on our belly. Then we're pressing through big toe, little toe, heel, driving all 3 contact points into the ground. We're gonna think hinge, down slow, and then think squeeze our glutes, squeeze our booty to pull ourselves forward. So think our hips are doing the movement here. We're not pulling with our chest, okay? So again, it'll be here, go slow down, back forward, okay? So then the other progression we'll do with the RDLs is we'll go a landmine RDL. So when we do this one, I always have them hold the hand that is closest to the rack. We'll hold the bar, and then the same leg will go back, okay? So again, we get set, then from here, we'll think that big pressure in our belly, squeezing our shoulders back and down, hinge, slow down, and then back up. So think with the RDLs, anytime we do these, we wanna think keep the bar, keep the weight, keep the kettlebell close to our body. So anytime we get away from our body, it gives our back that opportunity to kind of lose, staying nice and straight. So think you want that kettlebell, the bar to stay right next to your shin, almost rubbing your leg as you're going down. Stay nice and tight. Again, squeezing those glutes to pull yourself back forward. Okay, so those are 4 exercises that we use a ton in this gym, okay? So now you've heard us talk a lot about the lower body, okay? So with everything we do as an athlete, think our power, our strength, our movements, moving speed, side to side, All of that comes from our lower body. So that's why we hit the lower body so hard. So give these exercises a try. Let us know what you think. Thanks, guys.